This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hey there, hey there. It's Jeff Cutter and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, July 10th, 11th, 2010, Spain were the World Cup champions. Spain and Holland faced each other in the final of a very memorable World Cup, the 2010 World Cup, with it being a 1-0 win for Spain, getting their first major title since 1964, and at the time basically shattering everyone's expectations of them by saying that they were overrated and underperforming at major tournaments. So anyway, the 2010 World Cup was controversial in a sense because it went to South Africa. A lot of people were shocked. But FIFA decided to have the World Cup in Africa at least once. So they gave South Africa the chance to do it. They almost got the 2006 World Cup, but South Africa lost to Germany by 1 vote. Anyway, so South Africa was really happy and all that, getting the trophy and all that. And, it was huge. They went with a rotation policy, which was abandoned in 2007, which was kind of pathetic and all that. And then at the time, Tunisia was going to be trying to co-host bid with Libya, but obviously, why would you go to Libya? So anyway, South Africa was the only team to qualify automatically because the rules were that only the host nations qualify automatically. It used to be that the winners of the last World Cup, whichever country, and the host would qualify, but not anymore. So anyway, South Africa got the host and had a decent draw. So anyway, in Group A, Uruguay and Mexico qualified ahead of South Africa and France. France were a shambles. They got to the World Cup final in 2006 with Zizou. Of course, Zizou's headbutt notwithstanding. And then they only get one pathetic tie with Uruguay. They couldn't beat Mexico and they couldn't beat South Africa. I mean, you lose to Uruguay, fine, fair enough, but they tied Uruguay. But they couldn't beat Mexico or South Africa? France were in disarray. The coach got angry at Nicholas Anelka. The team boycotted. France was just pathetic and all that. Mexico qualified for the knockout stage by goal differential, while Mexico and South Africa both tied. They tied their opening match. South Africa thus became the first host nation ever in World Cup history to not make the knockout stages or any variation of the knockout stages. And it's the only nation, period. Brazil in 2014 got to the semifinals. 2018, Russia got to the quarterfinals. And 2022, Qatar, well, let's wait for Qatar. Group B saw Argentina and Korea qualify ahead of Greece and Nigeria. Greece beat Nigeria, but they couldn't beat South Korea. Group C, the Americans and Brits were facing each other. They had that famous 1-1 tie, which England's goalie Rob Green made that terrible play off of a Clint Dempsey shot. And England had a pathetic tie. Even more pathetic, they couldn't beat Algeria. They did beat Slovenia 1-0 on the final day of group play. And the Americans were almost out. If they couldn't beat Algeria, they would have only ended up with 3 points. England would have had 4, Slovenia would have had 4, Algeria would have had, Algeria was out. But it would have probably helped Slovenia get into the knockout stages. However, a late goal by Clint Dempsey in the 90th in injury time got the Americans over Algeria, winning the group by goal differential. Wow, they scored more goals than England. So anyway, the Americans won the group. England took second. Group D saw Germany and Ghana get in ahead of Australia and Serbia. Germany had a massive hiccup against Serbia, but they picked up against Ghana. Ghana on goal differential did take down Australia. So yeah, Germany and Ghana qualified out of that group. Group E saw Holland and Japan qualify. No ties in this one. Holland, Japan, Denmark, and Cameroon. Every game was a win. Well, Holland beat Denmark 2-0, Japan 1-0, and Cameroon 2-1. In Group F, Italy was supposed to crush it. They had an easy group with Paraguay, Slovakia, and New Zealand. It would be the fight to be whoever would be the second team in the knockout stages. And for some inexplicable reason, Italy shit the bed. A tie against Paraguay, a tie against New Zealand, and then they lose to Slovakia? In hockey, that would be acceptable, but not soccer. Jeez. And then they're been champions, too. Pathetic. Paraguay and Slovakia, if you must know, qualified. Paraguay with 5 points, Slovakia with 4. New Zealand didn't make fools of themselves. They tied Slovakia and Paraguay too. So New Zealand ended up with 3 ties. Hey, that'll work. They almost qualified. Group G saw Brazil and Portugal, the old rivals and friends, getting ahead of the Ivory Coast and North Korea, who surprised everyone by making the 2010 World Cup in the first place. North Korea scored 1 goal. Against Brazil, they couldn't score against the Ivory Coast? And there's Spain in Group H, with Chile, Switzerland, and Honduras. Spain shockingly lost 1-0 to the Swiss, but the Swiss couldn't qualify as Chile went 2-1 alongside Spain. Yeah, Switzerland should have beaten Honduras, and they probably would have gotten ahead of Chile. But yeah, Spain and Chile ahead of Switzerland. Not good. Knockout stage time. In the round of 16, the winners of Group A take on the runners-up in Group B, the switch and all that. Anyway, unfortunately, there were some issues in round of 16. England got robbed of a tying goal against Germany. On June 27th, they were facing Germany, and I didn't watch the game because I was like, Germany's going to beat England, so I just said, I'm not watching this game. Germany was up 2-0, and then Matthew Upson made it 2-1, and then Lampard allegedly tied the game, but they said no goal, and the referee, the official, was right there. How did he not know that ball bounced over the goal line and into that? It was so far in. A lot of people hated on Sepp Blatter because, he was German, the FIFA president, and I think he was trying to do everything in his power to get Germany into the final or something. But goal line technology would soon come in and all that. So, yeah, England got robbed on that one. Meanwhile, Holland beat Slovakia 2-1, and Spain narrowly beat Portugal 1-0. I actually wanted Portugal to win, to be honest with you. In the quarterfinals, Holland beat Brazil 2-1, shocking a lot of people. They were down 1-0, but Wesley Schneider scored a pair of goals. It was shocking that Brazil faltered. Spain beat Paraguay 1-0 to get to the Final Four. Uruguay and Holland were the first semifinal, and Holland won 3-2. The magic moment was Giovanni von Bronckhorst with his long-range shot that went in. Despite that, Holland, Ian Robben got the winning goal. Uruguay was actually played without Luis Suarez, who got red carded for his handball in the quarterfinal against Ghana. Spain actually beat Germany, to my chagrin, of course, 1-0, as Carlos Puyol did it. Germany would have decided to take down Uruguay 3-2. And then came the final, Spain and Holland. It was a terrible affair for discipline and all that. There were 14 yellow cards handed out, and 1 red card, with John Hintika of Holland getting a second yellow card, which means he's red carded, he's out. Ian Robben had a chance in the 60th minute to make a goal, but Igor Casillas stuck his leg out and made the save. And the winning goal was by Andres Iniesta from Cesc Fabregas. So this was huge and all that. So it was amazing and all that. Spain won their first World Cup, becoming the 8th nation to win the World Cup. There's only 8 nations who have won the World Cup, because 2014 it was won by Germany, who previously won a few other ones in 2018, was won by France, who won the '98 World Cup. So yeah, so Spain did their job in a sense. They were the European champs in 2008, but then they won the World Cup in 2010, and then Euro 2012. So they won 3 straight trophies. Not even Germany could do that. They won Euro 72. They won the World Cup in 74, but they lost the World Cup final in 76 to the famous Panenka goal by the Czechs. So, yeah, good for Spain, bad for me. Anyway, what you have time to do?